Hi. Welcome to the course of Geography of Turkey 1, Physical Geography of Turkey. In this lesson, we will explore fundamental insights into the major vegetation groups in Turkey. Please feel free to share your questions and insights through the eCampus platform or via email. Plant societies, also known as plant communities or vegetation types, in Turkey are diverse due to the country's varied climate, topography, and soil conditions. Here are some major plant societies in Turkey. 1. Mediterranean vegetation. Dominated by evergreen shrubs like maquis and garrigue. Common species include olive trees, myrtle, and various aromatic herbs. Found in coastal regions and areas with a Mediterranean climate. 2. Deciduous forests. Found in the Black Sea region and parts of northern Anatolia. Dominated by deciduous trees such as oak, beech, and hornbeam. Rich understory with diverse plant species. 3. Steppe vegetation. Common in central Anatolia. Characterized by grasslands with herbaceous plants and scattered shrubs. Adapted to continental climates with hot summers and cold winters. 4. Coniferous forests. Found in mountainous regions such as the Taurus and Pontic mountains. Dominated by coniferous trees like pine and fir. Alpine regions may have unique plant communities adapted to harsh conditions. 5. Halophytic vegetation. Found in saline habitats, especially in coastal areas. Plants adapted to high salinity levels, such as salt-tolerant grasses and succulents. 6. Wetland vegetation. Includes plant communities in wetlands, lakes, and rivers. Species like reeds, sedges, and aquatic plants are common. Important for biodiversity and ecosystem health. 7. Alpine vegetation. Found at high elevations in mountainous areas. Adapted to harsh alpine conditions, including cold temperatures and rocky terrain. Includes specialized alpine plants and grasses. 8. Rocky and arid vegetation. Found in arid and rocky landscapes, especially in central and southeastern Anatolia. Plants adapted to drought conditions and rocky soils. Succulents and drought-resistant shrubs may be prevalent. These plant societies contribute to Turkey's rich biodiversity and provide habitats for various plant species, contributing to the overall ecological diversity of the region. A forest is a large area covered chiefly with trees and undergrowth. From a scientific perspective, a forest is typically defined by certain criteria related to the density and composition of trees, as well as ecological and environmental factors. The Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, provides a widely accepted definition of a forest, which includes the following components. 1. Tree cover. A forest is characterized by a minimum area of land, usually 0.5 hectares, with tree canopy cover of more than 10% and trees capable of reaching a height of at least 5 meters. 2. Ecological function. Forests are ecosystems that provide a variety of ecological functions, including biodiversity conservation, water regulation, and carbon storage. 3. Land use. Forests may be designated for various land uses, including protection, production, timber harvesting, multiple use, or specific functions like soil and water conservation. 4. Sustainability. Sustainable forest management involves maintaining or enhancing the health, diversity, and productivity of the forest over time, while meeting the socio-economic, ecological, and cultural needs of present and future generations. It's important to note that the definition of a forest can vary based on regional and national criteria, and different organizations may have slightly different criteria for classifying and categorizing forests. For example, the terms forest and jungle are often used interchangeably, but there are subtle differences in their meanings and usage. 1. Forest. Definition: a forest is a large area covered with trees, typically characterized by a high density of vegetation, including various types of trees, shrubs, and other plants. Characteristics: forests can vary widely in terms of tree species, climate, and ecological function. They may be deciduous or evergreen, temperate or tropical, and they provide habitats for diverse wildlife. Forests are found in various regions around the world. 2. Jungle. Definition: the term jungle is often used to describe a dense, tangled, or overgrown area of vegetation, particularly in tropical regions. It is more commonly associated with areas that have a profusion of large, broadleaf trees, vines, and other dense vegetation. Characteristics: jungles are often depicted as wild, exotic, and difficult to navigate. While all jungles can be considered forests, Not all forests are referred to as jungles. The term jungle is sometimes used in a more colloquial or romanticized sense to evoke a sense of adventure or mystery. In summary, while both terms generally refer to areas with abundant vegetation, forest is a broader and more neutral term that encompasses a variety of ecosystems, while jungle is often used to evoke a specific image of a lush, tropical, and untamed environment. The use of these terms can vary in different contexts and cultural interpretations. Turkey's forested areas, identified as of 2015, cover approximately 22.3 million hectares, constituting around 28.6% of the country's total land area. Despite the significant presence of forests in coastal regions, approximately half of these forested areas are situated in the mountainous regions running parallel to the Mediterranean and Black Sea. This distribution is influenced by the substantial rainfall experienced on the slopes of these mountains that face the sea. The combination of topography and climatic conditions in these areas creates favorable conditions for the growth and maintenance of extensive forested landscapes. Trees are categorized into two groups based on the characteristics of their leaves, conifers and broadleaf. In certain regions, mixed forests are formed where both broadleaf and coniferous trees coexist. Coniferous trees are a group of gymnosperms, characterized by bearing seeds on the surface of cones. Here are some main features of conifer tree species. 1. Needle-like or scale-like leaves. Conifers typically have needle-like or scale-like leaves. These leaves are often adapted to withstand dry and cold conditions. The needle shape helps reduce water loss through transpiration. 2. Cone-bearing reproductive structures. Conifers reproduce through cones, which are their reproductive structures. Cones can be of two types: male cones, which produce pollen, and female cones, which produce seeds. The seeds are usually found on the scales of the female cones. 3. Evergreen nature. Most conifers are evergreen, meaning they retain their leaves, needles, throughout the year. This adaptation allows them to photosynthesize even in the winter months when deciduous trees lose their leaves. 4. Resin production. Many conifers produce resin, a sticky and aromatic substance. Resin helps protect the tree from pests and diseases. It may also act as a sealant for wounds in the bark. 5. Cylindrical shape. Conifers often have a characteristic conical or cylindrical shape. This shape is advantageous for shedding snow and allows for efficient water runoff. 6. Adaptation to harsh environments. Conifers are well adapted to harsh environmental conditions, including cold temperatures and nutrient-poor soils. Their needle-like leaves and efficient water use contribute to their success in various ecosystems. 7. Variety of sizes. Conifers come in various sizes, from small shrubs to towering trees. Some well-known examples of coniferous trees include pines, spruces, firs, cedars, and hemlocks. 8. Economic importance. Coniferous trees are economically significant. They are often harvested for timber, pulpwood, and resin. Christmas trees are commonly sourced from coniferous species. 9. Diversity of habitats. Conifers are found in diverse habitats, ranging from boreal forests and mountainous regions to temperate and subtropical zones. They play crucial roles in various ecosystems. These features collectively contribute to the success and adaptability of coniferous tree species in different environmental conditions. Absolutely, coniferous trees are known for their evergreen nature, meaning they retain their foliage throughout the year. The examples you provided, larch, yellow pine, fir, cedar, spruce, and cypress, are indeed coniferous trees. Here's a bit more information about each. 1. Larch. Larch trees are deciduous conifers, which means they shed their needles in the fall. They are known for their soft, needle-like leaves that turn golden yellow before falling. 2. Yellow pine. Yellow pine is a broad term that can refer to several species of pine trees with yellowish wood. Various types of yellow pine include longleaf pine, shortleaf pine, and loblolly pine. 3. Fir. Fir trees are popular conifers with flat needles attached individually to the branches. They often have a pyramid shape. Christmas trees are commonly firs. 4. Cedar. Cedar trees belong to the cypress family. They are known for their aromatic wood and scale-like leaves. The term cedar is used for various coniferous trees, including true cedars and other species like red cedar and white cedar. 5. Spruce. Spruce trees are easily recognizable by their sharp, four-sided needles. They typically have a conical shape and are commonly used as Christmas trees. 6. Cypress. Cypress trees are often associated with wetland areas. They have scale-like leaves and are known for their resilience to water. Bald cypress is an example found in swampy regions. These coniferous trees play vital roles in ecosystems, providing habitat, contributing to biodiversity, and offering valuable resources such as timber and resin. Their adaptability to various climates and conditions makes them widespread and ecologically significant. Broadleaf trees, also known as hardwoods, are characterized by their broad, flat leaves and deciduous nature, meaning they typically shed their leaves in the fall. Here are some main features of broadleaf tree species. 1. Leaf structure. Broadleaf trees have wide, flat leaves with intricate venation patterns. Unlike conifers, these trees do not have needles. Examples include oak, maple, and birch. 2. Deciduous nature. Most broadleaf trees are deciduous, losing their leaves in the autumn. This adaptation helps conserve water during the winter months when the tree is less active. 3. Wood hardness. Hardwoods, as the name suggests, generally have harder wood compared to softwoods, conifers. This makes them valuable for furniture, flooring, and other construction purposes. 4. Flowering. Many broadleaf trees produce flowers. These can be showy and contribute to the tree's reproductive process. Examples of flowering broadleaf trees include cherry, magnolia, and dogwood. 5. Fruit production. Broadleaf trees often bear fruits or nuts. These can be consumed by wildlife or humans and are an essential part of the tree's reproductive strategy. Examples include apples, acorns, and chestnuts. 6. Diversity. Broadleaf trees are incredibly diverse, with a wide range of species adapted to various climates and ecosystems. Oak, maple, beech, walnut, and poplar are just a few examples. 7. Habitat for wildlife. The large, branching structure of broadleaf trees provides excellent habitats for various species of birds, mammals, and insects. The diversity of species contributes to overall ecosystem health. 8. Seasonal changes. Broadleaf trees often exhibit vivid autumn colors before shedding their leaves. This seasonal change is a visually striking feature of many deciduous hardwoods. Broadleaf trees play crucial roles in ecosystems, providing oxygen, habitat, and valuable resources for both wildlife and humans. Their economic and ecological importance makes them integral components of forests and landscapes worldwide. The list you provided includes various species of broadleaf trees, each with its unique characteristics. Here's a brief overview of each. 1. Oak, Quercus. Iconic for its sturdy wood and distinctive lobed leaves. Oaks are known for their longevity and provide habitat and food for many species. 2. Beech, Fagus. Recognizable by its smooth, silver-gray bark and simple, toothed leaves. Beech trees are often found in temperate forests. 3. Hornbeam, Carpinus. Characterized by its hard, smooth gray bark and serrated leaves. Hornbeams are often used for landscaping and as ornamental trees. 4. Horse chestnut, Aesculus hippocastanum. Known for its large, palmate leaves and distinctive spiky fruits, conkers. Often planted in urban areas for its ornamental value. 5. Alder, Alnus. Alders are deciduous trees with serrated leaves and cone-like fruits. They are commonly found near water sources and contribute to soil nitrogen. 6. Poplar, Populus. Fast-growing trees with triangular or diamond-shaped leaves. Poplars are often planted for timber and paper production. 7. Linden, Tilia. Linden trees, or lime trees, have heart-shaped leaves and fragrant, pale yellow flowers. They are valued for their shade and attractive appearance. 8. Maple, Acer. Maples are known for their distinctive, palmate leaves and vibrant autumn colors. They include species like sugar maple and red maple. 9. Ash, Fraxinus. Ash trees have compound leaves with opposite leaf arrangement. They are valued for their strong, flexible wood. Each of these broadleaf trees contributes to the biodiversity and ecological health of their respective ecosystems. They also serve various human needs, from timber and shade to aesthetic and recreational values. Forests in Turkey exhibit diverse characteristics across different regions due to variations in climate, topography, and vegetation. Here are some general characteristics of Turkey's forests by region. 1. Mediterranean region. Dominated by evergreen broadleaf trees such as holm oak, Turkish pine, and cedar. Vegetation is adapted to the Mediterranean climate with hot, dry summers and mild, wet winters. Presence of maquis and garrigue vegetation types, known for their rich biodiversity. Forests are essential in preventing soil erosion in the hilly and mountainous landscapes. 2. Aegean region. Similar to the Mediterranean region but with variations in species composition. Pine forests, olive orchards, and maquis vegetation are common. Forests contribute to the conservation of unique plant and animal species. 3. Marmara region. Contains a mix of deciduous and coniferous forests. Oak, beech, hornbeam, and pine are prevalent tree species. Forests play a crucial role in preserving water resources. 4. Black Sea region. Abundance of broadleaf deciduous trees such as beech, oak, and alder. High precipitation levels contribute to the lush, green landscape. Diverse ecosystems with rich flora and fauna. 5. Central Anatolia region. Characterized by steppe vegetation with scattered juniper and pine trees. Harsh continental climate with hot summers and cold winters. Forests provide habitat for wildlife and help in preventing desertification. 6. Eastern Anatolia region. Dominated by coniferous forests, including pine and fir trees. Harsh climate with cold winters and short growing seasons. Forests are crucial for protecting soil and water resources. 7. Southeastern Anatolia region. Semi-arid climate with hot summers and mild winters. Dominated by drought-resistant species such as Aleppo pine and juniper. Forests contribute to preventing erosion and maintaining ecological balance. These general characteristics highlight the diversity of Turkey's forests, each region playing a unique role in supporting biodiversity, water conservation, and providing ecosystem services. The composition and structure of forests vary, reflecting the complex interactions between climate, geography, and human activities. Black Sea forests in Turkey. The Black Sea forests, also known as the Pontic forests, represent a distinctive and ecologically rich region in Turkey. Here are some key features of the Black Sea forests. 1. Geographical distribution. The Black Sea forests are predominantly found on the slopes of the mountains that run parallel to the Black Sea coast. This forest belt extends up to approximately 1,000 meters along the slope, creating a lush and green landscape. 2. Climate influence. The climate in this region is characterized by high levels of precipitation, creating a humid temperate environment. The proximity to the Black Sea contributes to increased humidity and moderate temperatures, fostering the growth of diverse vegetation. 3. Vegetation composition. The Black Sea forests are home to a variety of tree species that thrive in high moisture environments. Common tree species include deciduous trees like beech, oak, hornbeam, and alder, contributing to the overall biodiversity of the region. Coniferous trees such as spruce and fir are also present, adding to the forest's ecological diversity. 4. Biodiversity hotspot. The high levels of precipitation and mild temperatures create an ideal habitat for a wide range of plant and animal species. The Black Sea forests are considered a biodiversity hotspot, hosting numerous endemic species and providing critical habitat for wildlife. 5. Ecosystem services. These forests play a crucial role in maintaining ecological balance by preventing soil erosion and regulating water flow. The dense vegetation contributes to stabilizing the slopes and mitigating the impact of heavy rainfall. 6. Economic importance. The Black Sea forests have economic significance, as they support activities such as timber production, non-timber forest products, and ecotourism. 7. Conservation challenges. Despite their ecological importance, the Black Sea forests face challenges such as deforestation, habitat fragmentation, and unsustainable land use practices. In summary, the Black Sea forests represent a unique ecological setting in Turkey, characterized by their lush greenery, diverse vegetation, and ecological significance. The region's forests contribute to both the local economy and the broader ecological health of the country. Conservation efforts are essential to preserve the biodiversity and ecosystem services provided by these valuable forests. Dense vegetation and tree species in Black Sea forests. The forest cover in the Black Sea region is characterized by its lush and dense vegetation, creating a rich ecological environment. Here are some key features. 1. Dense and bushy cover. The forest in the Black Sea region is known for its dense and bushy vegetation, creating a vibrant and green landscape. 2. Deciduous trees shedding leaves. The predominant tree species in this area are deciduous, meaning they shed their leaves during the winter months. This seasonal shedding is a natural process, contributing to the renewal of the forest ecosystem. 3. Variety of tree species. The Black Sea forests host a variety of tree species, each contributing to the overall biodiversity of the region. Major tree species include beech, hornbeam, chestnut, oak, linden, ash, alder, hellebore, and aspen. 4. Beech dominance. Among the diverse array of trees, beech stands out as the most common and widespread tree species in the Black Sea forests. The prevalence of beech trees contributes significantly to the unique ecological characteristics of the region. 5. Rich ecological environment. The coexistence of various tree species creates a rich ecological environment, fostering biodiversity and providing habitat for diverse plant and animal life. 6. Economic significance. The forest, with its dense cover and valuable tree species, holds economic importance for activities such as timber production and other forest-based enterprises. 7. Conservation considerations. Due to their ecological significance and economic value, conservation efforts are essential to sustain the health and biodiversity of the Black Sea forests. Preservation of these forests is crucial for maintaining the balance of local ecosystems and ensuring the sustainability of natural resources. In essence, the Black Sea forests boast a dense and diverse tree cover, with beech trees playing a prominent role. The interplay of these tree species creates a unique and ecologically important environment that requires careful conservation and sustainable management. Transitional forest zone characteristics. The transitional forest zone, situated between 1,000 and 1,500 meters on the slopes of mountains facing the sea, exhibits a distinctive blend of broadleaf and coniferous trees. Here are the key characteristics. 1. Mixed broadleaf and coniferous composition. This forest zone is characterized by a harmonious mix of both broadleaf and coniferous tree species. The coexistence of these different types of trees contributes to the ecological diversity of the region. 2. Altitude range. The transitional forest zone spans an altitude range between 1,000 and 1,500 meters. Altitude plays a crucial role in shaping the climate and vegetation characteristics of this zone. 3. Main tree species. Several main tree species define the transitional forest zone, adapting to the specific altitude and climatic conditions. Prominent among these species are beech, fir, yellow pine, spruce, and larch. 4. Beech trees. Beech trees, known for their deciduous nature, are a significant component of this forest zone. Their presence adds to the seasonal dynamics of the vegetation, with leaves shedding in winter. 5. Coniferous dominance. Coniferous trees, such as fir, yellow pine, spruce, and larch, contribute to the evergreen aspect of the forest. These trees adapt well to the cooler temperatures and often retain their needles throughout the year. 6. Ecological significance. The transitional forest zone holds ecological significance as it serves as a transitional habitat between lower and higher altitudes. This zone supports a variety of plant and animal life, making it a critical component of the overall ecosystem. 7. Climate influence. The altitude range of this zone influences the climate, resulting in conditions suitable for both broadleaf and coniferous trees to thrive. 8. Biodiversity hotspot. Due to the diverse range of tree species and the transitional nature of the zone, it acts as a biodiversity hotspot. Conservation efforts are essential to protect the unique flora and fauna found in this transitional forest environment. In summary, the transitional forest zone showcases a dynamic mix of broadleaf and coniferous trees, creating a diverse and ecologically important habitat. The presence of key tree species and its transitional nature make it a valuable component of the broader forest ecosystems. Subalpine forest zone characteristics. The subalpine forest zone, situated in parts of the Black Sea Mountains at an altitude of 1,500 to 2,000 meters, exhibits distinctive features. Here are the key characteristics. 1. Altitude and location. The subalpine forest zone is located in the elevated regions of the Black Sea Mountains, specifically at altitudes ranging from 1,500 to 2,000 meters. Its higher elevation contributes to unique climatic conditions and vegetation patterns. 2. Cold-resistant evergreen trees. This forest zone is characterized by trees that exhibit resistance to cold temperatures and can retain their green foliage throughout the year. The ability to endure cold conditions is a key adaptation of the tree species in this zone. 3. Prominent tree species. The most common tree species in the subalpine forest zone include spruce, larch, fir, and Scotch pine. These species are well suited to the challenging environmental conditions of higher altitudes. 4. Evergreen nature. The trees in this zone are predominantly evergreen, maintaining their greenery even in winter. This adaptation is crucial for maximizing photosynthesis opportunities and energy capture in conditions where seasonal changes are more pronounced. 5. Adaptation to harsh conditions. The subalpine environment poses challenges such as colder temperatures, shorter growing seasons, and potentially harsh weather conditions. Trees in this zone have evolved specific adaptations to thrive in such challenging circumstances. 6. Contribution to biodiversity. The subalpine forest zone contributes to the overall biodiversity of the region by providing a specialized habitat for unique plant and animal species. The diverse array of vegetation in this zone supports a variety of ecological niches. 7. Elevated climate influence. The altitude of 1,500 to 2,000 meters significantly influences the climate, resulting in cooler temperatures and distinct seasonal variations. The climate, in turn, shapes the vegetation composition and ecological dynamics of the subalpine zone. 8. Conservation importance. Due to its specific characteristics and the presence of valuable tree species, the subalpine forest zone holds conservation importance. Conservation efforts are essential to preserve the ecological integrity of this unique habitat. In summary, the subalpine forest zone is characterized by its high-altitude location, cold-resistant evergreen trees, and a unique ecological niche that contributes to the overall biodiversity of the Black Sea Mountains. The presence of spruce, larch, fir, and Scotch pine defines this distinctive forest zone. Mediterranean and Aegean forest zone characteristics. The Mediterranean and Aegean forest zone is characterized by specific features that contribute to its unique ecological identity. Here are the key characteristics. 1. Dominant vegetation, red pine forests. The typical vegetation in this zone consists of red pine forests. Red pine, Pinus brutia, is the dominant tree species, shaping the overall landscape and ecological dynamics of the region. 2. Adaptation of red pine. Red pine exhibits specific adaptations that make it well suited to the Mediterranean and Aegean forest environment. It is resistant to summer drought, enabling it to thrive in regions with dry and warm conditions. 3. Light and warmth requirements. Red pine has a preference for more light and warmth, aligning with the sunnier and warmer climate characteristic of the Mediterranean and Aegean regions. These environmental conditions contribute to the growth and vitality of red pine forests. 4. Tolerance to winter temperatures. Unlike some cold-resistant evergreen trees found in higher altitudes, red pine does not require very low temperatures in winter. Its ability to tolerate milder winter conditions is a distinctive feature of the vegetation in this zone. 5. High growth rate. Red pine is known for its high growth rate, contributing to the rapid development and regeneration of the forest. The ability to grow quickly is advantageous in maintaining the overall health and vitality of the ecosystem. 6. Diversity of flora and fauna. The Mediterranean and Aegean forest zone, with its red pine-dominated vegetation, supports a diverse range of flora and fauna. The presence of various plant and animal species contributes to the overall biodiversity of the region. 7. Role in ecosystem services. The red pine forests in this zone play a crucial role in providing ecosystem services such as habitat support, carbon sequestration, and soil stabilization. These services contribute to the ecological balance and sustainability of the surrounding environment. 8. Climatic influences. The Mediterranean and Aegean regions are characterized by a Mediterranean climate with hot, dry summers and mild, wet winters. The climatic influences shape the vegetation patterns and ecological interactions within this forest zone. 9. Conservation considerations. Due to its ecological significance and the presence of unique flora and fauna, the conservation of the Mediterranean and Aegean forest zone is essential. Conservation efforts help preserve the integrity of this ecosystem for future generations. The Mediterranean and Aegean forest zone, with its red pine-dominated vegetation, reflects the adaptation of red pine to the specific climatic conditions of the region. The ecological characteristics of this zone contribute to the overall biodiversity and ecosystem services in the Mediterranean and Aegean areas. Distribution of red pine forests in different regions. Red pine forests, characterized by their adaptability to specific altitudes and environmental conditions, are distributed across various regions in Turkey. Here are the key altitudinal ranges for red pine forests in different parts of the country. 1. Taurus Mountains, south-facing slopes, 1,000 to 1,500 m. In the Taurus Mountains, red pine forests thrive on the south-facing slopes at altitudes ranging from 1,000 to 1,500 meters. The specific orientation of the slopes and the elevation contribute to the favorable conditions for red pine growth in this region. 2. Aegean region, 800 to 900 meters. Within the Aegean region, red pine forests are found at altitudes ranging from 800 to 900 meters. The environmental factors, including climate and altitude, in the Aegean region create suitable habitats for the growth of red pine trees. 3. South Marmara section, up to 400 to 500 meters. In the South Marmara section, red pine forests extend to lower altitudes, with sections observed at elevations up to 400 to 500 meters. The distribution at lower altitudes in this region is influenced by the specific climatic and topographic characteristics. Factors influencing altitudinal distribution. Climatic conditions. The altitudinal distribution of red pine forests is influenced by the climatic conditions unique to each region. Sun exposure. The preference for south-facing slopes in the Taurus Mountains indicates the importance of sun exposure for red pine growth. Adaptation. Red pine's ability to adapt to different altitudes allows it to thrive in diverse ecosystems. Significance of altitudinal variation. The altitudinal variation in the distribution of red pine forests contributes to the overall biodiversity and ecological diversity of Turkey. Different altitudinal ranges provide distinct ecological niches and habitats for various plant and animal species. Understanding the altitudinal distribution of red pine forests is essential for conservation efforts and sustainable forest management practices in these regions. It highlights the dynamic interaction between environmental factors and the adaptation of plant species to specific ecological conditions. Endemic plants are species that are native to and found only in a specific geographic region, and they are not naturally occurring anywhere else in the world. These plants have a restricted distribution, and their presence is closely tied to the unique environmental conditions of the particular area they inhabit. Endemism can occur at various spatial scales, ranging from a single locality to an entire country or continent. Several factors contribute to the development of endemic plant species. 1. Isolation. Geographic isolation, such as being on an isolated island or in a remote mountain range, can lead to the evolution of unique species adapted to the local conditions. 2. Geological history. The geological history of an area, including its past climate, topography, and land formations, can influence the evolution and distribution of endemic plants. 3. Climate. Specific climate conditions, including temperature, precipitation, and humidity, can contribute to the adaptation and survival of plants in a particular region. 4. Edaphic factors. Soil characteristics, including composition and nutrient content, play a role in determining which plants can thrive in a given area. 5. Biological interactions. Interactions with other organisms, such as pollinators, seed dispersers, and competitors, can influence the distribution of endemic species. Endemic plants are often of particular interest to scientists and conservationists because they can be vulnerable to environmental changes, habitat loss, and human activities. Protecting the unique ecosystems that support endemic species is crucial for maintaining biodiversity and preserving the ecological balance of these regions. Liquid amber, commonly known as sweet gum, is indeed a genus of flowering plants, and some species within this genus may exhibit endemic characteristics in specific regions. If there are particular species of liquidambar around Koysages Lake that are unique to that area, it would be considered an example of endemic flora. Endemism often occurs in regions with distinct ecological conditions or isolated geographic features that contribute to the evolution of unique species. The presence of endemic plants highlights the ecological diversity and significance of a particular area. Preserving the habitats of endemic plants is crucial for maintaining biodiversity, and it often involves conservation efforts to protect these species and their ecosystems from threats such as habitat destruction, climate change, or invasive species. Pulley oak is unique to the lakes region, and it's not found elsewhere, then it would be considered an endemic plant for that particular area. Endemic plants are species that are native to and restricted to a specific geographic location. Tablodoki bicolor Turkey and Ensezatli Bulgalarin Ozgu endemic Bitki Turlarini Temzalit Mektadır. Iste Tablodoki bicolor and Turkche Adler. 1. Buplurum cetaceum, toothed hare's ear. Toothed hare's ear is a flower species unique to Turkey. 2. Dianthus castembeluensis, Kastamonu carnation. Kastamonu carnation is an endemic carnation species specific to the Kastamonu region. 3. Euonymus latifolius, spindle tree. Spindle tree is a shrub species usually found in forested areas. 4. Galanthus plicatus, bog snowdrop. Bog snowdrop is a snowdrop species particularly seen in various regions of Turkey, especially during winter. 5. Abies nordmaniana, Nordman fir. Nordman fir is a pine species specific to the northern regions of Turkey. 6. Astrantia maxima, mountain star. Mountain star is a decorative plant species found in mountainous regions of Turkey. 7. Bolota nigra, false nettle. False nettle is a plant species commonly found in various regions of Anatolia. 8. Campanula lyrata, vagina. Vagina is a flower species found in different geographical regions of Turkey. 9. Centaurea cadmia, Tosia button. Tosia button is a flower species naturally occurring in different regions of Turkey. 10. Digitalis lamarckii, foxglove. Foxglove is a plant species widely found in mountainous and forested areas of Turkey. 11. Heracleum platythenium, hogweed. Hogweed is a plant species typically growing along riverbanks and in moist areas. 12. Phlomis russelliana, Jerusalem sage. Jerusalem sage is a plant species possible to observe in various regions of Turkey. 13. Cicely resinusum, resinous moon carrot. Resinous moon carrot is a shrub-like plant species unique to Turkey. 14. Arum hygrophilum, Nivik. Nivik is a plant species growing in damp and water-adjacent areas of Turkey. These plants represent Turkey's diverse biological richness and are considered endemic plant species. Datsa palm, Phoenix theophrastigreiter, the only natural palm species in Turkey, and its subspecies, Golkoy palm, Phoenix theophrastigreiter subsp. Golkoiana boydak, are among our rare species. Datsa and Golkoy dates have a very narrow distribution only on the Mediterranean coast and the island of Crete and constitute the only natural palm distribution in Europe. The distribution of the species was first found in the Exir Valley, Hermalbuk Karasuliman stream and Karaali stream in the Datsa Peninsula. Another distribution has been recorded on the Kumluca Karios coast in Finike Gulf, between Karios Harbor and Priest Pier. Kazdagai fir, Abies nordmaniana subsp. Equatoriani, is an endemic coniferous tree subspecies in Turkey. The species has a narrow distribution and its conservation status defined as N, endangered, by UCAN, International Union for Conservation of Nature, due to its decreasing population size. Besides the human activities unfavoring the species' viability, it also suffers from a severe competition which has overlapping distribution with Kazdagai fir, Anatolian black pine, Pinus nigra subsp. Palaziana. Plant societies, also known as plant communities or vegetation types, in Turkey are diverse due to the country's varied climate, topography, and soil conditions. Here are some major plant societies in Turkey. 1. Mediterranean vegetation. Dominated by evergreen shrubs like maquis and garrigue. Common species include olive trees, myrtle, and various aromatic herbs. Found in coastal regions and areas with a Mediterranean climate. 2. Deciduous forests. Found in the Black Sea region and parts of northern Anatolia. Dominated by deciduous trees such as oak, beech, and hornbeam. Rich understory with diverse plant species. 3. Steppe vegetation. Common in central Anatolia. Characterized by grasslands with herbaceous plants and scattered shrubs. Adapted to continental climates with hot summers and cold winters. 4. Coniferous forests. Found in mountainous regions such as the Taurus and Pontic Mountains. Dominated by coniferous trees like pine and fir. Alpine regions may have unique plant communities adapted to harsh conditions. 5. Halophytic vegetation. Found in saline habitats, especially in coastal areas. Plants adapted to high salinity levels, such as salt-tolerant grasses and succulents. 6. Wetland vegetation. Includes plant communities in wetlands, lakes, and rivers. Species like reeds, sedges, and aquatic plants are common. Important for biodiversity and ecosystem health. 7. Alpine vegetation. Found at high elevations in mountainous areas. Adapted to harsh alpine conditions, including cold temperatures and rocky terrain. Includes specialized alpine plants and grasses. 8. Rocky and arid vegetation. Found in arid and rocky landscapes, especially in central and southeastern Anatolia. Plants adapted to drought conditions and rocky soils. Succulents and drought-resistant shrubs may be prevalent. These plant societies contribute to Turkey's rich biodiversity and provide habitats for various plant species, contributing to the overall ecological diversity of the region. The vegetation in regions with a Mediterranean climate often includes formations known as maquis or matorral. These are types of shrublands characterized by low, evergreen shrubs and dwarf trees. They typically thrive in areas where red pine forests may have been disrupted. Maquis, or maquis. Maquis is a term commonly used in Mediterranean regions, especially around the Mediterranean basin. It refers to a dense, evergreen shrubland dominated by plants like myrtle, mastic, rosemary, and other aromatic shrubs. Maquis formations are resilient to the warm, dry summers and are often found in areas where taller trees, such as red pines, have been disturbed. Matorral. The term matorral is used in Spanish-speaking regions, particularly around the Mediterranean. It describes a shrubland with a variety of woody vegetation, including drought-resistant shrubs and small trees. Similar to maquis, matorral is adapted to the Mediterranean climate and is well suited for areas where larger trees may be less prevalent. In these shrub formations, the vegetation plays a crucial role in preventing soil erosion, conserving water, and providing habitat for various plant and animal species adapted to the Mediterranean's unique environmental conditions. They contribute to the biodiversity and ecological balance of the region. The leaves of these trees and shrubs, typically ranging from 1 to 3 meters in height, exhibit various adaptations to the Mediterranean climate. These adaptations include 1. Thickness. The leaves are often thick, providing a means of water storage. This adaptation helps the plants endure periods of drought common in the Mediterranean climate. 2. Hardness. The leaves may have a hardened texture, contributing to their resilience against environmental stresses such as intense sunlight, high temperatures, and potential herbivory. 3. Surface characteristics. The leaves may be polished, which can reduce water loss through evaporation. Alternatively, they might be covered in fine hairs or possess a felt-like texture, features that can help in trapping moisture and regulating transpiration. These leaf adaptations are essential for the survival of vegetation in the Mediterranean shrub formations, where water availability can be limited, and the climate is characterized by hot, dry summers. The combination of these features reflects the plant species' strategies to thrive in a challenging environment, contributing to the overall resilience of the maquis or matorral ecosystems. The maquis vegetation, typical of regions with a Mediterranean climate, is characterized by a diverse array of shrubs and small trees. Some of the main plants that make up the maquis include 1. Wild olive, Olea europea sylvestris, a hardy, drought-tolerant species that produces small, bitter olives. 2. Myrtle, Myrtus communis, known for its aromatic leaves and berries. Myrtle is a common component of the maquis. 3. Carob, Ceratonia siliqua. The carob tree produces long pods with a sweet pulp and seeds. It is well adapted to arid conditions. 4. Kermes oak, Quercus coccifera, an evergreen oak species, often forming dense thickets in the maquis. 5. Sandalwood, Santalum album, a fragrant and valuable tree known for its aromatic heartwood. 6. Arbutus, Arbutus onedo, also called the strawberry tree. It bears edible fruits and has distinctive red bark. 7. Bay, Laurus nobilis, known for its aromatic leaves, which are used as a culinary herb. 8. Gum tree, Pistachio lentiscus, produces resin known as mastic, and its leaves are aromatic. 9. Teak tree, Tectona grandis, known for its high-quality wood, though it may not be native to Mediterranean maquis. 10. Rosary tree, Nerium oleander, a highly toxic but ornamental shrub with vibrant flowers. 11. Oleander, Nerium oleander, similar to the rosary tree, oleander is known for its attractive but poisonous flowers. 12. Ladanum, Cistus spp, resinous shrubs that produce aromatic compounds used in perfumery. These plants contribute to the unique biodiversity and ecological significance of the maquis ecosystem, playing a crucial role in providing habitat and adapting to the specific conditions of the Mediterranean climate. Pseudomaquis refers to a type of vegetation that shares some characteristics with the maquis, but it is not a true maquis ecosystem. The term pseudomaquis is often used to describe secondary or transitional vegetation that emerges after disturbances like fires, logging, or other land use changes. Key features of pseudomaquis include 1. Shrub dominance. Like the maquis, pseudomaquis is characterized by the dominance of shrubs and small trees. These plants often form dense thickets in areas where the natural vegetation has been disturbed. 2. Regeneration after disturbance. Pseudomaquis vegetation typically appears in areas that have undergone some form of disturbance, such as wildfires or human activities. It represents a phase of vegetation recovery. 3. Diversity of species. Similar to maquis, pseudomaquis can host a variety of shrub species that are adapted to the local environmental conditions. The specific species composition can vary depending on factors like climate, soil, and the nature of the disturbance. 4. Adaptation to harsh conditions. Plants in pseudomaquis ecosystems are often adapted to harsh conditions, including drought and poor soils. These adaptations help them survive and thrive in areas where the original vegetation has been altered. 5. Transitional nature. Pseudomaquis is considered a transitional or temporary vegetation type. As the ecosystem recovers and matures, it may evolve into a more stable and diverse vegetation community or, in some cases, revert to the original vegetation type. It's important to note that the term pseudomaquis is not universally used, and similar vegetation may be referred to by different names in various regions. The characteristics and dynamics of pseudomaquis ecosystems highlight the resilience of vegetation in responding to environmental changes and disturbances. Garrigue, also known as frigana in some regions, is a type of low, scrubby vegetation that is characteristic of the Mediterranean climate. It is a type of scrubland ecosystem found in areas with hot, dry summers and mild, wet winters. Here are some key features of garrigue. 1. Vegetation type. Garrigue is dominated by low-growing, drought-resistant shrubs, aromatic herbs, and small trees. The vegetation is often sparse, and individual plants may be widely spaced. 2. Plant adaptations. Plants in garrigue ecosystems are adapted to the Mediterranean climate, which includes hot and dry summers. Many of the plants have small, leathery leaves that help reduce water loss through transpiration. Aromatic herbs are common, and plants often produce oils that contribute to their resilience in arid conditions. 3. Common plant species. Typical plant species found in garrigue include lavender, thyme, rosemary, sage, oregano, cistus, and various types of low-growing shrubs. These plants contribute to the characteristic fragrance of the garrigue. 4. Soil characteristics. Garrigue vegetation often grows in rocky or limestone soils. The soil is generally shallow, and the rocky substrate helps with drainage. This type of soil can contribute to the low nutrient levels in garrigue ecosystems. 5. Wildlife habitat. Despite its seemingly harsh conditions, garrigue provides habitat for a variety of wildlife adapted to the Mediterranean environment. Insects, reptiles, and small mammals may find shelter and food among the low shrubs. 6. Fire adaptations. Some plants in garrigue are adapted to fire, and periodic wildfires are a natural part of the ecosystem. Some species may resprout after a fire, and fire can help maintain the open structure of the vegetation. 7. Human impact. Garrigue landscapes have been shaped by human activities, including agriculture, grazing, and the collection of herbs for culinary and medicinal purposes. In some areas, garrigue has been impacted by urbanization and changes in land use. Garrigue ecosystems are not only ecologically important but also contribute to the cultural and culinary identity of regions with a Mediterranean climate. The aromatic herbs characteristic of garrigue are often used in traditional Mediterranean cuisine and herbal remedies. The term pseudomaquis refers to plant communities that develop in areas where the original maquis vegetation has been disturbed or destroyed, often resulting in thinner soil. These secondary plant communities typically consist of thorny bushes and low-growing vegetation. Here are some key features of pseudomaquis. 1. Disturbed environment. Pseudomaquis develops in areas where the natural maquis vegetation has been disrupted due to human activities, such as agriculture, overgrazing, or urban development. The disturbance can lead to changes in soil structure and nutrient levels. 2. Thorny bushes. The vegetation in pseudomaquis is characterized by the presence of thorny bushes, which are often knee-high. These may include shrubs and plants adapted to the disturbed conditions of the environment. 3. Adaptations to stress. Plants in pseudomaquis communities are adapted to the challenges posed by the disturbed environment. This may include adaptations to limited water availability, nutrient-poor soils, and the potential for erosion. 4. Low species diversity. Compared to the diverse plant species found in natural maquis, pseudomaquis communities often exhibit lower species diversity. The composition of the plant community is influenced by the specific conditions of the disturbance. 5. Human impact. Human activities, such as agriculture, logging, or construction, play a significant role in the development of pseudomaquis. These disturbances alter the natural vegetation and contribute to the establishment of a new plant community. 6. Successional stage. Pseudomaquis can be considered a stage in the successional process of vegetation recovery following disturbance. Over time, if the disturbance ceases, natural succession may lead to the re-establishment of maquis or other vegetation types. It's important to note that the term pseudomaquis is not universally used, and variations in terminology may exist in different regions or scientific literature. The concept, however, generally refers to plant communities that arise as a response to human-induced disturbances in areas where maquis vegetation was originally present. Garrigue refers to a type of vegetation found in areas with a Mediterranean climate, characterized by low-growing, aromatic shrubs and herbs. Here are some of the main plants associated with garrigue. 1. Lavender flower. Lavender is a fragrant herb known for its beautiful purple flowers. It is a common component of garrigue vegetation, adding both visual appeal and aromatic qualities to the landscape. 2. Thorn bush. Various thorny bushes, adapted to the dry and rocky conditions of garrigue, contribute to the characteristic appearance of this vegetation. These may include different species of thorny shrubs. 3. Broomstick. Broom, or genista, is a genus of shrubs that commonly grows in garrigue landscapes. These plants are often characterized by bright yellow flowers and adapted to the well-drained soils of the region. 4. Layden, also known as cistus. Layden is a genus of flowering plants with delicate, showy flowers. These plants are well suited to the sunny and dry conditions of garrigue. 5. Jasmine. Certain species of jasmine may be found in garrigue environments. Jasmine adds a pleasant fragrance to the landscape with its white, star-shaped flowers. 6. Heather. While heather is more commonly associated with moorlands, certain species may also be present in garrigue vegetation. Heather contributes to the overall biodiversity of the landscape. These plants are adapted to the specific environmental conditions of garrigue, including nutrient-poor soils, limited water availability, and the hot, dry summers typical of Mediterranean climates. The combination of these species creates a unique and characteristic vegetation type that is ecologically important and aesthetically pleasing. Steppe is a type of biome characterized by vast, flat expanses of grassland with few trees. It is found in regions with a continental climate, experiencing hot summers and cold winters. Here are some key features and components of the steppe biome. 1. Grassland vegetation. The predominant feature of the steppe biome is the extensive grassland, where grasses are the dominant vegetation. Various species of grasses, adapted to the specific climate and soil conditions, cover the landscape. 2. Limited tree cover. Unlike forests, steppes have sparse or no tree cover. Trees are typically limited to riverbanks or areas with more favorable conditions for their growth. The lack of extensive forests contributes to the openness and visibility of the landscape. 3. Herbivore adaptations. The steppe biome often supports a variety of herbivores adapted to the grassland environment. This may include grazers such as wild ungulates, for example, gazelles, wild horses, and domesticated livestock like cattle and sheep. 4. Climatic conditions. Steppes are characterized by a continental climate with distinct seasons. Summers are typically hot and dry, while winters can be cold and harsh. Precipitation may be moderate, and drought conditions are not uncommon. 5. Human activities. Steppes have historically been important for human activities such as pastoralism and agriculture. Nomadic or semi-nomadic communities have traditionally relied on the grasslands for grazing livestock, and certain crops may be cultivated in more fertile areas. 6. Biodiversity. While steppes may seem uniform at first glance, they can support a diverse range of plant and animal species adapted to the specific ecological conditions. Some regions may experience periodic wildfires, influencing the composition of plant communities. 7. Ecoregions. Steppes are found on various continents, and different regions may have specific names for their steppe ecosystems. For example, the Eurasian steppe, the North American prairie, and the Patagonian steppe are all examples of steppe regions on different continents. Overall, the steppe biome is characterized by its vast grasslands, limited tree cover, and adaptations of both flora and fauna to the challenging climatic conditions of the region. They are grass communities in arid and semi-arid regions that grow green with spring precipitation and turn yellow with the effect of summer drought. The steppes host a variety of plant species adapted to the specific environmental conditions of this biome. Here are some common steppe species often found in these grassland landscapes. 1. Asteroid, a genus of flowering plants that includes species known for their daisy-like flowers. They are often adapted to open and sunny habitats. 2. Sheep ball, also known as sheep's fescue, Festuca ovina. It is a type of grass commonly found in steppe environments and is often used for forage by livestock. 3. Peganum, Peganum harmala, also known as Syrian rue or wild rue, is a flowering plant that can be found in arid and steppe regions. It has traditional uses in various cultures. 4. Flint, this may refer to a variety of grasses or herbs adapted to steppe conditions. The specific plant would depend on the region. 5. Veronica, a genus of flowering plants that includes species commonly found in open habitats, including grasslands and meadows. 6. Poppy, some species of poppies, adapted to drier conditions, can be found in steppe environments. These may include various members of the papaver genus. 7. Mullein, mullein plants, known for their tall flower spikes, are often found in disturbed or open areas, including steppe regions. 8. Swordgrass, this term may refer to various grass species with blade-like leaves adapted to drier and open environments. 9. Meadow clover, certain clover species, adapted to grassland habitats, may be present in steppe regions. They are often important forage plants. 10. Cornflower, a flowering plant with distinctive blue flowers, cornflower, Centaurea cyanus, can be found in open and sunny locations, including steppe environments. These species contribute to the overall biodiversity and ecological dynamics of the steppe biome, providing essential resources for both wildlife and livestock in these expansive grasslands. Anthropogenic steppe refers to a steppe ecosystem that has been significantly influenced or even created by human activities. This type of steppe is not purely natural but has been shaped by human interventions, such as agriculture, grazing, or other land use practices. Human activities can alter the composition, structure, and dynamics of steppe ecosystems, leading to the development of anthropogenic steppe areas. Key characteristics and factors associated with anthropogenic steppe ecosystems include: 1. Agricultural practices. The conversion of natural steppe areas into agricultural lands can significantly impact the native vegetation. Plowing, cultivation, and the introduction of crops alter the original plant composition and disrupt natural ecological processes. 2. Grazing and livestock husbandry. Overgrazing by domestic animals, such as cattle, sheep, or goats, can lead to changes in the vegetation structure of steppe areas. Trampling, selective feeding, and other effects of livestock grazing can promote the dominance of certain plant species over others. 3. Fire management. Human use of fire for land management purposes, such as clearing vegetation for agriculture or promoting new growth for grazing, can influence the dynamics of steppe ecosystems. Frequent or intense fires may alter the natural vegetation patterns. 4. Urbanization and infrastructure development. The expansion of human settlements, roads, and other infrastructure into steppe regions can fragment habitats and disrupt natural ecological processes. Urbanization may introduce non-native plant species and alter hydrological patterns. 5. Deforestation. In some cases, anthropogenic steppe areas may result from the clearing of forests or woody vegetation for various purposes, including agriculture, logging, or urban development. 6. Invasive species. Human activities can introduce non-native plant species that outcompete or displace native steppe vegetation. Invasive species can thrive in disturbed environments, further altering the composition of the ecosystem. Understanding anthropogenic steppe ecosystems is essential for effective land management, conservation, and restoration efforts. Balancing human needs with the preservation of ecosystem integrity is crucial for maintaining the ecological health and biodiversity of steppe regions. The bushes of grass that bloom in the spring and remain green all summer long on the steppes are called meadows, tundra. It is seen in the high plateau areas around Erzurum Kars, in the North Anatolian mountains, Taurus, and in the high mountains located in the east of our country. The grasslands, which are green in summer, are under snow in winter. The tundra biome is characterized by harsh environmental conditions, including low temperatures, permafrost, and a short growing season. The plant species that thrive in these conditions are adapted to the extreme climate. Some of the main types of tundra species include: 1. Asteroid. Certain species of aster, Aster spp, are adapted to tundra conditions. These hardy plants often have daisy-like flowers and can withstand the cold temperatures of the tundra. 2. Festuca. Festuca is a genus of grasses, and some species within this genus are found in tundra regions. These grasses are adapted to the cold and often form dense tufts. 3. Bindweed. Bindweeds, Convolvulus spp, are flowering plants that can be found in tundra ecosystems. They are known for their climbing or creeping growth habit. 4. Buttercup. Some species of buttercups, Ranunculus spp, are adapted to tundra environments. These plants typically have bright yellow flowers. 5. Rhododendron. Certain dwarf shrub species of rhododendron are found in tundra regions. These hardy shrubs often have leathery leaves and are adapted to the challenging tundra conditions. 6. Verbena. Tundra ecosystems may also host species of verbena, known for their small, clustered flowers and adaptability to various climates. 7. Snow flowers. This term may refer to various flowering plants that bloom during the short growing season in the tundra. The specific species can vary. 8. Snowdrop. Snowdrops, Galanthus spp, are bulbous plants that often bloom early in the spring, even when snow is still present. They are adapted to cold climates. 9. Saxifrage. Saxifraga is a genus that includes many species found in tundra regions. These plants are often low-growing and can tolerate the harsh conditions of the tundra. These plant species have evolved unique adaptations to survive in the tundra, where the growing season is brief, and the environmental conditions can be challenging. Their ability to thrive in cold temperatures, nutrient-poor soils, and short growing periods makes them well suited to the extreme climate of the tundra biome. The spatial distribution of Turkey's flora is influenced by a variety of factors, including climate, topography, soil types, and human activities. Here's a general overview of how these factors contribute to the spatial distribution of flora in Turkey. 1. Climatic zones. Mediterranean region. This region, characterized by hot, dry summers and mild, wet winters, supports a Mediterranean flora. Olive trees, citrus fruits, cypresses, and various aromatic herbs are common. Black Sea region. With high precipitation and a humid climate, the Black Sea region is home to dense deciduous and coniferous forests. Beech, hornbeam, oak, and spruce are prevalent. Aegean region. Similar to the Mediterranean, the Aegean region hosts Mediterranean flora with a mix of deciduous and coniferous forests. 2. Mountainous areas. Turkey's mountainous regions, including the Taurus and Pontic mountains, have diverse vegetation at different altitudes. Coniferous forests dominate higher elevations, while deciduous and mixed forests are found at lower elevations. 3. Steppe and semi-arid zones. Central Anatolia and parts of eastern Turkey feature steppe vegetation adapted to arid and semi-arid conditions. Grasses, low shrubs, and drought-resistant plants are characteristic. 4. High-altitude zones. Eastern Anatolia, with its high-altitude plateaus and mountains, supports alpine flora. Plants adapted to cold temperatures and harsh conditions thrive in these areas. 5. Anatolian diagonal. The diagonal line stretching from the northwest to the southeast divides Turkey into different climatic and vegetation zones. This diagonal contributes to the diverse flora found throughout the country. 6. Wetlands and riparian zones. Wetlands, riverbanks, and coastal areas host unique flora adapted to moist conditions. These areas are important for biodiversity and support various aquatic and semi-aquatic plants. 7. Human influence. Urbanization, agriculture, and deforestation have altered the natural vegetation in certain regions. Human activities can lead to the introduction of non-native species and impact the distribution of native flora. 8. Endemic species. Endemic plant species, found only in specific regions of Turkey, contribute to the country's overall floral diversity. These species often have restricted distributions based on local conditions. Understanding the spatial distribution of Turkey's flora is crucial for conservation efforts, sustainable land use planning, and preserving the unique ecosystems found within the country. Conservation initiatives that consider the diverse ecological regions of Turkey can help protect and maintain the rich botanical heritage of the country.